Welcome to the February Energy Update. We are Peyton, Corey, and myself, Yaila, and we like to bring you three different perspectives on what you might expect for the month ahead. So Peyton channels messages from the High Council of the Pleiades, Corey does an intuitive astrology report, and I tap into the collective energy live for a collective reading. So Peyton, what do the P's have to say?
Thank you so much, Yaila. Hey, y'all, I'm Peyton. So, the February energies are going to be really interesting. You can probably already feel that there's something in the air. We can feel that something is changing. So, when I asked the Pleiadians what we can expect in the February energies, they gave me three words. They said we are going to be feeling empowered, we are going to be feeling fearless, and we are going to be feeling sovereign. And right there, that is a big improvement over the past couple of months. So things are changing. So the energies of February are going to be a breath of fresh air. Now, the Pleiadians had three things they wanted us to understand about the February energies. First off, they wanted us to know that the distractions are going to be increasing. So all the craziness in the world around us, the drama, the 3D storylines are going to be very loud. We are going to be getting bombarded with lots of things that are trying to distract us. But here's the cool thing. The Pleiadians said we're not falling for it anymore. We are going to look at the stories and we're actually going to find them funny. We're just not being sucked in to the 3D circus. But we do want to keep an eye on the fact that lots of things are going to be trying to pull us off our vibration. So February is going to be a time to turn your discernment all the way up. And you have heard Corey, Yaila, and myself talking about discernment for years now. So you're going to want to crank that all the way up in February because there are going to be a lot of stories trying to distract us. A lot of things trying to pull us off our timeline, get us into that fear, but we're just not buying it anymore. So we're moving to a new level of our awakening where we're not distracted by all the noise around us. But we can expect that to get louder in February. Now, the second thing that the P's wanted us to understand about the February energies is how fast we are moving. And it seems a little kind of surprising because we can feel like we've been a little stuck, but we have actually been moving at a lightning pace. So as the energies that have been hitting the planet keep getting stronger, what's happening is we're shifting our consciousness very quickly. So things that can feel in alignment for us for one day, in a couple of months, they can feel very 3D, very heavy, very stale. So we're outgrowing things faster than ever before. So what they wanted us to understand about February is this is not a time to be locking ourselves in, not a time to be tying ourselves down. So the time to get involved in new contracts, new agreements, new long-standing anything, this is not a great time to do that. So what they're encouraging us to do is to keep ourselves flexible. One thing they've told me recently, always give yourself an escape hatch. So if you are getting into new ventures, new businesses, new jobs, new careers, new relationships, we may outgrow these things really fast. So it can be really helpful to keep flexibility in your plans right now, not locking yourself into anything that you can't get out of. Because what feels very aligned today can feel very out of alignment in even a month or two. So this is not a time to lock yourself in any more than you have to. Flexibility is going to really be helpful to you in these energies. Just always give yourself an escape hatch. And the other thing that they kind of wanted to point out about the February energies is that we are going to start being ruthless with our boundaries. So as lightworkers and starseeds, we are no longer biting our tongue to keep the peace. We are no longer holding in what we truly think. We are speaking our mind. Because in these energies, and as we move forward into 2026, Authenticity is everything. It's the only thing that is energetically supported. So the days of lightworkers and starseeds hiding in the shadows, keeping quiet to keep the peace, to not ruffle feathers, those days are over. We are going to start feeling very confident in what we believe, confident in sharing what we actually think. And for a lot of us, we haven't felt that before. So it is like we are unblocking our throat chakras and we are letting people have it. Now, that is not to say we're being rude or abrasive or evangelical, but we're not biting our tongue anymore. We are showing who we truly are, what we truly believe, and we are not apologizing for it. So, this is going to be a time of empowerment, of confidence, of fearlessness, and of sovereignty. So these are going to be big energies, y'all, but much improved over what we've gone through the past month or two, which have been a little heavier and a little kind of slower, more sluggish feeling. Things are starting to move. So that is what the Pleiadians see headed our way. Corey, what are you seeing in the astrology?
Thank you, Peyton, and the peas. Really appreciate that. Well, we have a lot going on. So, my name is Corey Davidson, and I'm going to be doing the intuitive astrology report for February 2026. Well, the first half of February is Aquarius season. We have our token Aquarian, Yaila, and so what is Aquarius all about? Well, it's an air sign. Most people think it's a water sign, but it's not. It's an air sign. Though it's the water bearer, it's still an air sign. And Aquarius represents humanitarianism, power to the people, detachment, which as the piece we're talking, it makes it a little easier to be detached in Aquarian season by being that observer, outside the box thinking, ETs. Basically, that's what Aquarius is all about. Actually, the Aquarians work on the self to help the collective in the humanitarianism that we all are working towards. One would hope we're all working towards. Second half is Pisces. Pisces is a water sign. Pisces is the last zodiac sign, and it represents escapism, alcoholism, drug addiction, the media, dreams, intuitive, our intuition. So the second half is Pisces, which is really nice. It's yummy, but we've been in Pisces energy. We have the North Node in Pisces, and we are ending a big Pisces cycle February 1st. Right off the bat, bam, we have a full moon in Leo. And Leo represents the heart and passion, self-expression. It's a fire energy. And it's going to be a very strong full moon. On the 3rd, we have the planet Uranus, which rules electricity, fast movement. That is in Taurus. Slow and steady wins the race. It's been retrograde. It's going to be going direct on the 3rd. So when it moves directions, because Uranus is that sudden movement, there will be sudden shifts in Taurus rules money, values, Mother Earth. So we might experience a little bit of Earth movement, money movement, and it gives us an opportunity to actually implement the values that we've been reviewing since Uranus has been in Taurus forever and a day. On the 13th, big change. Saturn will enter Aries. Woo, woo, it's been in Pisces forever. Saturn is the principal. Young man, young lady, you're late for the fourth time this week. I will see you after school. You will be going into detention. The timekeeper. Saturn's a timekeeper. It also represents discipline. So entering Aries. Aries is the warrior, fire. It's the first zodiac sign of the zodiac wheel. So this is going to be new starts. This month is going to give us, we have new energy, new start, because Neptune just went into Aries last month at the end of the month. And so we have a lot of planets that are starting these new cycles. So many planets. It's not even funny. So it's going to be disciplined action, because Aries is the warrior, but it's action orientated. It's the I am. So leadership focus. Back to that leadership focus. So this is a big deal. This is a really big deal. We've been talking about the new earth, new energies. February, here we go. And then we have on the 17th of February, we have a solar eclipse in Aquarius. We are moving into the Aquarian age. We've stepped into the Aquarian age. We're really moving into it now. It's a major reset for the collective consciousness. Aquarius does like that humanitarianism, the collective. So that the solar eclipse in Aquarius it's such a major reset for the collective consciousness, for innovation, because that's what Aquarius rules, technical advancements, because Aquarius rules technology. So we're moving into the technology age as well. And then also on the 17th, as if a solar eclipse isn't enough, we start the Lunar Chinese New Year in the fire horse. So it's going to move fast, like the piece said. This year is fast moving. So the horse represents strength and swiftness and boundless freedom. The horse also represents like perseverance. And horses are also very independent. So it's like this intense, bold, independent change. Big change in February. Lots of changes in February. So falsehoods that we've been seeing, we're coming out of that cycle. So falsehoods will no longer be able to be faked. The veil is pulled. The blankets are pulled. Truth will be seen. But the good news is that it will be more accepted by the collective. So I'm really excited about the Chinese New Year. Then on the 18th, we have the sun moving into Pisces. This always deepens our spirituality, our intuition, our dreams. So many of my clients and my students are saying, oh my gosh, I've had so many dreams. I never remember my dreams. I've been remembering my dreams, and that's Pisces. That's the dream. So when the sun goes into Pisces, water, it helps, it heightens our intuition and our dream state. On the 20th, this is a big deal. Saturn in Aries at the 0 degrees is called the anaretic degrees. And Neptune will be in Aries at 0 degrees. Saturn and Neptune will be together conjunct at 0 degrees of Aries. This is so rare. I think it's like the 1600s last time that we had Saturn and Neptune in Aries. Big, huge. Saturn is the material. Neptune is the spiritual, the dreams. So we will be inspired and have the inspiration to manifest our dreams. We're moving into a spiritual realm. So we've been shedding a lot. We're doing a lot of shadow work and shedding what no longer serves us. And so the Saturn in Neptune and Aries is also going to help us with those inspirations, those dreams, what our intuition tells us, to bring it into the material world, manifest it. So it's important to do the footwork. Got to do the footwork. But it's about letting and trusting the universe to do the rest, to give you the how. You know, we're so used to in this world of manifesting, micromanaging. Okay, so I'll be doing this, you know, I work 8 hours a day, 12 hours a day. You know, I want the house, I want the car, I want the this, that's not going to matter. The more you push and micromanage any type of manifestation, the more you're going to sabotage it. We are moving into the Saturn and Neptune energy, one of many energy, or two of many energies, about the universe, letting the universe's and a universal energy just flow to you. You want to manifest something, put it out into the universe and let it flow back to you. The universe will let you know how. You don't have to know how. This is the beautiful energy that we are in now. Okay. And then at the end of the month, February 26th, we have a lovely Mercury retrograde in Pisces. Okay. So the retrograde is all about the review, reevaluate. Mercury is about communication, the mind, how we think. Pisces is about the media, dreams. So we're going to be reviewing again all these Pisces things that we have been in for quite some time. So it gives you a chance to review it and reevaluate it again. And that's going to go till March 20th. So we have huge shifts in February. Brand new cycle starting. Fast, quick energy. And like the piece said, don't get distracted. Use that Aquarian energy in the beginning of the month to just detach from the chaos, from the drama. Be the observer. And don't get distracted from your path, your journey to this new world, whatever it is that you want to create. Always stay in the love vibration, because love conquers all and love always wins. So that's my report for February 2026. Yaila, what have you got?
Thank you so much, ladies. I always love to hear what you both have to share. My name is Yaila, and if you've tuned into our videos before, you know that I will have my eyes closed from time to time because that's how I tap into the collective energy. So let me just connect to you all right now. And I always like to ask for a blessing, creator of all that is. It's commanded and requested to please bring forth the energy and information for your highest and best good. Please guide me with clarity and accuracy. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Just sending some love to the collective. And the two strongest colors I got for the overall collective energy, one was a really beautiful purple and the other one was more like a softer pink. And so when I asked what the purple is, I love how the ladies were talking about sovereignty. So purple to me is a very royal, regal color. When you think of a king or queen or, you know, that type of regal energy, they're really standing in their power. So purple for me a lot of times is that sovereign energy. It's really owning your space, owning your world. So that theme is definitely very, very strong for the month of February. And it feels like through the rest of most of this year, but especially the beginning 6 months of the year, we're really going to be in that really strong sovereignty energy. Um, the soft pink for me is compassion, and I'm hearing more compassion for yourself first. The more compassion and love that you can bring to yourself and forgiveness to yourself, the more you'll be able to reflect that to people, places, and things in your world. It doesn't mean you're going to be a pushover, but it means you'll be able to see the bigger picture through compassion and especially your role in whatever shows up. So I always like to ask what is helpful to know for the month of February. So, what is helpful for the collective to know for February? And the first word they brought up is fear. And before we started filming today, my guides were really clicking in as far as not feeding into the fear. And I know both ladies spoke into that. So this is a really, really strong energy. So what we can do with this energy in that sovereign space is holding the vision of what we want to see. And that is going to guide us step by step. So when you're in that sovereign place and you're following your soul's calling, not the ego calling. So the difference is ego is going to be more about the shoulds, the have tos, how it's always been done, good for me, but not good for the collective. You know, that those kind of egoic things. Ego's not bad. It's not good or bad, but it can be a little disconnected from the collective. And so in the Aquarian energy, it is also factoring in the collective, but it is controlling our side of the street first to have that spill into the rest of the world. So when you are seeing those things and you notice the fear, the anxiety, there's a lot of movement going on in our country, in different countries. There's a lot of moving pieces, and people are stepping more into that sovereign space. And light workers, especially, I love how Peyton, spoke to this too, where empaths we're starting to speak our truth, and you've probably experienced some of that in these last couple months, especially if you are recognize yourself as an empath or a light worker. We're starting to notice just where there's not the reciprocity. So when we're in these places of what can I do in the world, we're seeing these things upheaval. One is don't get sucked in too much of the news, because I'm hearing a lot of that is propaganda, and they are trying to rise and divide a lot of people. But what you can do is hold in your sovereign space the future that you want to see. What is that for you? Do you want to see families protected? Do you want to see people protected? Do you want to see our food system healthier? Do you want to see our money system healthier? Do you want to see our politics healthier? What would that look like if we were in a more balanced reciprocity type of space? So focusing your energy on that and then acting from your soul is the next step. So soul is going to be, it's from your soul is when it feels good. It feels light. It feels expansive. It feels win-win. That is your soul's desires. So tapping into that energy is what's helpful to know. So when these things pop up, we are the ones who control the collective outcome based off of what we are expecting to see. So if you're expecting to see good things, you will help create good things. Okay, we have a lot more power than we believe. So next question I like to ask is what to watch out for. So what to watch out for, beyond when the fear comes up. So what to watch out for is focusing on your side of the street. So it kind of ties into that first little intro of like what's helpful to know, but your power is focusing on what you can do for you. So are you eating well? Are you sleeping well? Are you speaking your truth? Are you taking your most authentic action steps? So nothing out of fear, obligation, shame, guilt. These are old energies that we are letting go of. And so when you're operating from your most authentic place, even if it's a hard conversation or it's a hard thing to face, when you do that from a love and compassionate place, your authenticity is going to magnetize to you people, places, and things that really honor and support you with that. And it may not be easy, but when we look on the hindsight of it, it's going to be for the better. So I hope that makes sense. Last question I like to ask is what else? Anything else that is helpful to know or the guides want to share? So anything else for the collective? I love this. It's that quote, be the change. And so you are the ones who can be the change in your world. It starts with us. And when we are in our most authentic, loving place and just speaking our truth, showing up when a yes is a yes, saying no when a no. And if you're not sure, it's a no for now, and not forcing those things. I love how Corey mentioned, don't worry about the how of things, focus on the what. And then I'm seeing just this surrender energy and compassion energy for where people need to show up, sending people love. There's a lot of people not sure about how to help changes in the world, but you be the change first. So wherever your heart is calling you, that feels loving and supportive and expansive, and having those hard conversations. A lot of the world right now, it's almost like the two opposite sides can't speak. We're being guided to share our thoughts, share with a non-judgmental place of where we are standing in the moment, because there's so much we can learn and so much we can unite, because most of what we want is very similar. How we get there might just be different. So I love that. Don't focus on the how, focus on the what. The how will be shown to us, and that's where we're guided to follow each aligned, authentic next step. So that is what my little portion has to say. Ladies, anything else you want to add for those tuning in?
I have two quick little things. The first thing, because both of you guys focused on it, is talking about, the how, not worrying about the how. My guides always used to say, the how isn't your job. That's the universe's job. Your job is to choose the what. How do you want it to feel and what do you want it to look like? And then it's the universe's job to figure out how to do it. And I always loved that. It made such kind of practical sense, because my guides would always tell me, Peyton, you're trying to micromanage the universe, which of course I'm a lawyer, so of course I was. But it's just always good to have a little confirmation of that. So yeah, I love that message. But the other thing that kind of came through as Corey was talking, she made the reference to the ETs. And I heard the Pleiadians come in and start to chuckle. And they said, we'll be seeing you all very soon. So this is a year we're going to start to see some real changes in our contact situation. So it's going to be really exciting. So they're being a little cryptic right now, but I just thought it was funny that they came in with that little teaser. So we'll see where that goes. So that's it. Thank y'all.
You know what? I love that because, we're in Aquarius season and we're moving into the Aquarian age. And so it's no coincidence, right? That we will be seeing them soon. We've been in predominantly earth and water energy for 800 years, something like that. And we are shifting in February, starting to shift. Well, actually, it will be in July, we'll fully be in it, but we're starting to shift. For probably the next, I think it is like the next 800 years, but no problem. But in a long time, we will be in fire and air energy. So it is about the flow, not, chop wood, carry water, chop wood, carry water. No, put it out there. Put it out into the air. Woo! Light it up. And see what comes back. The how. Yeah. So we're moving into the frequency of how does it feel in your body? What does your intuition tell you? It's not about, chop wood, carry water. Keep going. Earth energy. Keep going. No, we got this. No. Yeah. So the how is all going to be worked out.
And right now, as you're saying that, ladies, my guides were saying it, that air and that fire energy is very fast moving. And they're showing me like, even when we fall asleep, we can wake up on a new timeline. So having that intention, again, focusing on the what, it can put you in that vibration. So even just having a quick little 30-second, what did I love about my day today? What do I want to see for the future? And just think about that as you fall asleep. You can literally wake up on a new timeline where the world changes around you to match that, and it can happen super duper fast. So, love,
Yeah,
love.
absolutely. You know what? I've been experiencing that where I'm in the middle of doing something and I, might sit down and start to write something and oh, I've twitched. I've switched timelines. I can't talk very well today. I'm in a different timeline. I'm switching back and forth. But instead of going, what's wrong with me? I go, oh, this is different. Oh, I've switched timelines.
Yeah.
Yeah, it can happen so fast. And that is what's going to happen.
Mhm.
It's
The
going to
more,
be fast.
yeah, the
Right?
more we let go, we're so used to forcing things, trying to make it happen, and that's actually slows things down. And so now the more we surrender and let go, it happens really fast in these energies. We're being supported by the energies instead of having to like grind it out. So, yeah,
Yeah.
it's going to get easier. We're moving toward ease instead of struggle.
And I'm seeing that balance of masculine, feminine energy too, where it has been predominantly more masculine, like do, push, 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 go, go, go. And now we're bringing in the feminine energy where it's like nurturing, intuitive, like all encompassing. So it's like there's going to be more of a interplay and dance with the two energies for the collective, and it's much needed. So. Well, thank you all for tuning in for this month's energy update. We, of course, will see you next month in March, but we hope you have a beautiful February. And if you celebrate Valentine's Day, sending you extra love, Galentine's Day. Is there one for men? I don't know. Men's Day? I don't know. Just sending you love for February, and we will see you next month. Thank you for your likes, your shares, your comments, and have a great day. Bye.